Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's program. We'll begin momentarily. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Distinguished Alumni and Leadership Awards virtual event, presented by Office Depot and hosted in proud partnership by the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County and the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County. We'll begin our performance with the Dreyfus School of the Arts Jazz Ensemble. Thank you to the Dreyfus School of the Arts Jazz Ensemble for their performance. Now we will hear the national anthem sung by the Bells of Harmony students from Bach Middle School.
Oh, you see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose by stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please help me welcome the President and CEO of the Business Development Board, Kelly Smallridge.
Thank you, Tim. Good afternoon, everyone. We are so proud once again to partner with the Education Foundation to unite Palm Beach County's business and education leaders together. I truly believe that Palm Beach County is one of the few counties in the state of Florida that has such a strong education and economic development platform. We're also thrilled to honor 3 remarkable individuals from Palm Beach County today. As most of you know, the role of the Business Development Board is to recruit, retain, and expand companies to Palm Beach County with the goal of creating quality jobs for our residents and for our students. The BDB clearly understands that in order for a community to have a sustainable and thriving economy, it really must have a quality public school system that has innovative, forward-thinking approach to education. Our goal is that high school students learn about the possible career paths available right here in Palm Beach County, especially aligning that with industry clusters, and to equip the schools and companies with the tools to teach and guide our future workforce. We are so proud to have every single year a Claim Your Future showcase, and 1,200 businesses have participated and partnered with us, formed with the school district, encompassing a wide variety of the very industries that the BDB goes after. That includes aviation, aerospace, business, financial services, biotech, engineering, finance, information technology, hospitality, construction, and numerous others. The BDB is very fortunate to have what we call our secret weapon, and that is, as we are courting CEOs looking to move or expand their business to Palm Beach County, I can't say enough good things about our superintendent, Dr. Donald Fenoy, for all of his work in really ensuring that our companies have the comfort level that they need, that the skill sets of our students will be aligned with the industries that we're bringing in. I also want to give a special thank you to former chair of the BDB, Ken Kahn, and Carrie O'Donnell for their work 10 years ago, encouraging our Economic Development Board to establish this strong platform and collaboration that you see here today. I don't know if you all know this, but I'm a proud graduate of John I. Leonard High School, and I went K through 12 through the public school system, and have 3 boys that also went through our public school system. I also am a recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award, as well as a member of the Education Foundation Board, and James Gravillos and his staff are first class, and I know companies certainly enjoy interacting with him and the foundation. They are truly doing great work. James, I thank you and your team for all that you do for this community to really elevate our public school system. And Tim, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly. Please welcome the chair of the Education Foundation, Juan Tagle, Managing Director and Market Executive at J.P. Morgan Chase.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today really wearing 2 hats. One as a member of the Business Development Board, and the other as the chairman of the board of the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County. Both organizations are guided by some of the county's most dynamic and well-respected business leaders. Let me first recognize the board of directors of the Business Development Board, as their names are displayed on your screen. Let me now recognize the 29 business leaders with whom I have the pleasure of serving on the board with at the Education Foundation. Your tireless commitment over the last year has been phenomenal to see, and your dedication to the public school system is inspiring. I want to thank each of you again for your hard work in this global pandemic year. Next, I'd like to thank the elected members of our school board who are with us today. You've guided our nation's 10th largest school district through some difficult times, but you do it with grace, dignity, and wisdom, and I thank you again. Finally, I'd like to recognize all elected officials who are joining us virtually today. We thank you for your public service and your continued support of our school district. As we will hear later, the strong partnership between the public and private sector is accomplishing great things in Palm Beach County. Not even a global pandemic could slow the Education Foundation down this year. Like many businesses that are with us today, we ourselves had to learn to pivot and adapt very quickly. We completely transformed our Red Apple supplies to an online ordering and delivery platform. We created kits for kids and delivered 4,000 packages of school supplies to our students who are learning remotely. We raised funds to purchase over 2,000 Chromebooks for those that needed them. And as you will hear shortly, we played a critical role in the ongoing and countywide digital inclusion project to bring equity to 25,000 students and their families in Palm Beach County. None of this would have been possible without the tremendous support of our business community, especially our champions of education. Thank you for always being there to support public education in Palm Beach County. Thank you for standing with us during these challenging times. And thank you for being here today as we honor two of our illustrious graduates, as well as a business leader whose contributions to public education are legendary. Also, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for being with us as we honor the memory of a good friend of mine personally, Ed Tanser, whose commitment to and impact on public schools of Palm Beach County were second to none. And thank you to all of you for believing in the schools, teachers, and students, business and education, both committed to excellence and inseparably linked in our community. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County, James Gavrilos.
Thank you. And this day really typifies what sets Palm Beach County apart, I believe, from the rest of Florida and in fact the rest of the nation. And it's this incredible partnership between the business community and the world of education. I think it's your support as business leaders that really makes our education system so powerful and so effective. Now, our board chairman, Mr. Tagle, shared with you some of the benchmarks we've had during this year. And I want to say to you today, none of this would have happened without you, our business partners. It was almost a year ago exactly, on March 13th, when Dr. Fenoy announced that we'd be shifting to remote learning. That was a Friday the 13th, Doc. You couldn't have picked a better day. Within 12 hours, I had a phone call from Thomas Bean at FP&L saying, what can we do to help? And it was really Thomas who pushed us to get the device drive started. And literally within 10 days, we had raised something like $600,000 and provided, as Juan said, 2,000 Chromebooks to students who need them. But again, it started with Florida Power and Light saying to me, what can we do to help? Then we had to shift. Teachers could no longer come to our Red Apple supply. We created something called Kits for Kids. Over 4,000 kits were passed out to our local students. Bank of America was on the phone within minutes saying, what can we do to help? Office Depot saying, what can we do to help? PNC Bank, the Jim Moran Foundation, the Frederick DeLuca Foundation, our business partners and philanthropic partners, again, immediately saying, what can business do to help? Third and finally, I think this partnership between business and education is manifested in our incredible academies. We can't thank Carrier enough for their commitment to the Royal Palm High School HVAC program, the Frederick DeLuca Foundation, who has created and enhanced the cybersecurity program at Santa Lucia's, and our third year program now, thanks to JP Morgan Chase, the Fire Science Academy, which is being held at Palm Beach Lakes. You know, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we get all caught up in grants and we forget it's not about grants and numbers and statistics. It's about kids. I want to introduce you to a kid. This is Deborah. She entered the program as a sophomore. So now in her third year, she's about to graduate and be the first graduate of the Fire Science Academy. Let's meet Deborah.
Deborah Warren's father died of cancer before he achieved his goal of becoming a firefighter. Now, as she puts on the uniform, she is reminded of his unfulfilled dream.
And it's something that I wanted to pursue for him and for myself, to be able to complete the dream for him and for myself.
Deborah takes giant steps towards that goal in the Fire Science Academy at Palm Beach Lakes High School.
Ladder coming through!
She is so thankful for the program, made possible by the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County and a grant from JP Morgan Chase.
Thank you so much. You don't understand how much it means to me for them to allow me to pursue something like this, and I'm very much grateful for it.
The Fire Science Academy at Palm Beach Lakes is in its third year.
You guys are getting like the inside scoop on how to become firefighters, and you guys are taking advantage of that.
Right now, 70 students learn from active duty and retired firefighters. The students can receive college credits and industry certifications in areas like emergency medicine.
That's what the Education Foundation is about. That's what this grant from JP Chase is about. It's about kids and getting them ready for the future. And the future is incredibly bright right here at Palm Beach Lakes.
After graduation, Deborah will be ready for a full-time job as a firefighter.
The reason why our fire academy is so successful is because the kids know right now what they want to do for their life. They want to help people. They want to help the community. And this is a program that allows them to do that.
Thanks to Palm Beach Lakes High School and community support from the Education Foundation and JP Chase, this classroom is launching careers and making dreams come true.
Task complete.
How do you follow that up? This is what our business community does. And let me say some thank yous before we move on. And we have to start with our partnership with the Business Development Board. Kelly, your team, especially Sarah Mercatus, has just been absolutely amazing to work with. And you make this event so smooth every year, and you are consummate professionals across the board. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Office Depot, as well as our gold sponsors, United Healthcare and Florida Power and Light. We thank for the support at the silver level. Our thanks go to Gunster, B&I Contractors, Aerojet Rocketdyne, Garden of Life, Public Supermarket Charities, TD Bank, and JP Chase. We want to thank our bronze level sponsors, Coca-Cola Beverages of Florida and BDO. To all of our corporate and educational sponsors, we say thank you. To the Breakers, Kaiser University, HBK CPAs and Consultants, Song and Associates, PNC Bank, Proctor Construction Company, and Crown Fiber. To all of our supporters and these champions of education, lives are being changed. Deborah's life is one of thousands that are being changed because of you and your continued support of education. One of our businesses that truly understands the role of education is Office Depot. Their commitment to Start Proud and Depot Difference Day is making a huge impact here in Palm Beach County. Now here's a little hint suggestion to those of you who have small children. When you try to explain Santa Claus, how Santa Claus can be everywhere in one night, just say, look at Alex Price, because there's no one in this county who gets around and is so ubiquitous and so present and so committed as Alex Price. Office Depot, we thank you for your support of education.
So we are a Title I school.
A lot of people lost their jobs. They still need all the basic things to get started.
Our parents have had to adapt to a new normal.
And so what we want to do with Start Proud is to bring that celebration back.
Our Depot Difference teams are partnering with 25 Title I elementary schools across the country.
But this is one of those times that we can see smiles on faces.
And I care about being able to make a difference with the company that I work for.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing our presenting sponsor for today's event, please welcome Alex Price, National Director of Community Investment with Office Depot.
Well, welcome everybody. It's wonderful to be amongst friends, albeit virtually this year, to celebrate something that I know we all share a deep passion for. And that's, of course, education for our local youth, our school district, our county, and the alumni and leaders that have made it so great. But at this unique moment, as we slowly recover from one of the darkest valleys that any of us have ever known, we're here to celebrate leadership, because that's what the last 12 months has required. And we are blessed in Palm Beach County that is what we have had. You know, whenever we encounter challenges and obstacles at Office Depot, certainly in my community department, sometimes we, or maybe I should say, sometimes I can't help but lean towards that human inclination to say, boy, I miss the old times. Why do we have to deal with such daunting challenges? But then I remember the words of a great old mentor of mine, reminding me that in good times, in steady times,
Alex, please unmute your mic.
I'm told I've been on mute for a while, and if that's the case, boy, is that a 2020, 2021 moment, and I apologize.
It's
Thank
okay.
you.
If you can back up 30 seconds, we'll hear everything you had to say because it's all very important. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, I'm glad that I'm amongst friends here. I do want to say that today is about celebrating leadership because, my friends, that's what this last 12 months has truly required. We are blessed that in Palm Beach County, we've had great leadership. You know, whenever you encounter, challenges and obstacles, I know certainly at Office Depot and my department, I have the inclination, I have to be honest, to go back and say, boy, I miss the old times. I can't help but say, why are we dealing with these daunting challenges? But then I remember the wise words of, I think, probably my favorite mentor of mine that said to me that in good times, in steady times, in predictable times, management, simply being a manager, is plenty sufficient. It's really only in challenging times that leadership is truly needed and required. So while we may long for easier times, and I do, it's normal, fellow leaders, we are made for these times. So I just want to say that from the bottom of my heart, from Office Depot's heart, we're just so appreciative of our partnership with the School District of Palm Beach County, its Education Foundation, and allowing us to be part of what I think was some of the most important and some of the hardest servant leadership ever over the past year. I'll never forget working with you all to be able to somehow safely distribute thousands of fully stocked backpacks across the Glades and in East in Lake Worth as well, and the faces of those parents and being able to see the stress in their face and the relief that we came together to be able to provide some financial relief, but also some encouragement. And I know that every company out there has their version of these stories over the past year. So I just want to say thank you for stepping up, for not giving up on our kids, coming through for them in the most dire times. Office Depot's never been prouder to be part of and counted amongst you as this collection of compassionate companies. And we are wishing you a tremendous comeback year in 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex, and the Office Depot team. See how we're making a difference at depotdifference.com. We'd like to continue thanking our sponsors. Aerojet Rocketdyne congratulates the 2021 Distinguished Alumni and Leadership Award recipients. At Public Supermarkets Charities, we're proud to support those who dream of a brighter tomorrow through helping others. Public Supermarkets Charities, nourishing communities. It's now my pleasure to introduce the 26th Superintendent of Palm Beach County. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Donald Fenoy.
Well, good afternoon. That's an interesting picture. That's about 50 pounds ago, thanks to COVID. But thank you for having me. And on behalf of the school board, I'd like to thank Kelly Smallridge and her team at the Business Development Board, our good friend James Gavrilos and his amazing crew at the Education Foundation for hosting us, to Office Depot, our dear friends, and all of today's sponsors. Thank you for supporting today's presentation. It is a great honor to take part in the Distinguished Alumni Leadership Awards once again this year. Typically, I look forward to thanking our business and philanthropic community leaders in person for your unwavering support of the district. But there has been nothing typical about the last 12 months. And so while we are meeting virtually, I hope you still feel my heartfelt gratitude for the important role you play in empowering today's students to become tomorrow's leaders. March 13th will mark 1 year, as James said, since COVID forced the district to pivot to distance learning. This Herculean task was made possible thanks in large part to the support of the business community. One of the district's greatest needs was to provide students with computers and internet connectivity in order for them to take their classes online. The district has long been aware of the presence of the digital divide in our diverse communities. The remote and simultaneous learning conditions imposed by the pandemic further heightened those disparities. Many of you on this Zoom call right now jumped in asking, how could you help our students? Because of this fantastic collaboration between the district, the business community, the Education Foundation, Palm Beach County, and multiple municipalities, the district has reached a 1-to-1 ratio for students to take-home computers. Hotspots were distributed, and most importantly, the Digital Inclusion Initiative was born. This is a groundbreaking innovation and collaboration, which is currently creating a Wi-Fi mesh network that will cover 50 square miles in Palm Beach County and deliver free, high-speed, high-quality internet connectivity to more than 25,000 students in need of this service. And it will only grow from here. We are a very different district today, a stronger district today, because of your investment in our students and consequently the future of our county. The project is primarily funded through Federal CARES Act dollars and generously supplanted by donations from our community partners such as the Osofsky Family Foundation, Florida Power and Light, Lost Tree Foundation, PNC Bank, Stiles Nicholson Foundation, the Frederick DeLuca Foundation, and many others. This collaboration is groundbreaking. Not only does it provide connectivity for children to engage in their studies and do homework, it also opens a world of opportunity to their parents to engage in service that many of us take for granted, such as telemedicine, job-seeking services, and other resources. We have experienced a lot of emotion throughout the pandemic, but let me tell you this, Palm Beach County is leading the way nationally. Our campuses have been open since mid-September. 55% of our children are now back in brick and mortar, 45% are instructed through distance learning, excuse me. I'm optimistic about the end of the pandemic may be in sight as vaccine availability has been expanded exponentially. 5 years ago, at this same event, the district unveiled its 5-year strategic plan. We solicited input from our community, setting our goals and expectations of the school district, then asked for your supports from all of you, the community, businesses, and the stakeholders. And now, as we develop our second strategic plan, we will continue building on the foundation created as a result of that first plan, which had many wins. The district's class of 2020 achieved a 94.4% graduation rate. The district remains an A-rated school district. Thousands of students across the district are taking part in choice and career academies, giving them hands-on experience in industries that are high-paying and in high demand. Many of these students graduate with industry certifications and experience that has prepared them to enter the workforce or pursue higher education, whether it be in college, the technical school, the military, or civil service. And many of those graduates are choosing to stay right here in Palm Beach County, giving our community its highest return on investment for the dedication we all continue to make to public education. Let me be clear. While we did have many wins, we also continue to face challenges. There's still much work to be done as we double down in our efforts to increase literacy, and we must make equity and access a real and intentional priority. The challenges are not roadblocks, but they are opportunities. Over the last year, we all have suffered some bumps and bruises, but we are still standing, and we are standing tall and proud. We are still preparing our students for postgraduate success. It's impressive to claim the title of a graduate of the school district of Palm Beach County. Today, I applaud both Zach Gasajan and Brian Ray as the distinguished alumni we are honoring. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments, gentlemen. We are proud of you. Again, the common denominator is that they each were educated by and graduated from our schools. Today, we will honor Mr. Alexander Dreyfus with the Outstanding Leadership Award. Mr. Dreyfus, your commitment to excellence in education is second to none. I'm humbled by your accomplishments and, more importantly, your generosity. Once again, thank you everyone for your commitment to public education and the future of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fenoy. At Office Depot, our community investment mission, #Depot Difference, empowers us all to make a difference in the communities we serve and call home. See how we're making a difference at depotdifference.com. The more care you put into something, the better it will be. Let United Healthcare take care of you. United Healthcare knows what care can do. Leave a mark. The attorneys of Gunster congratulate this year's award recipients for their impact on bettering education in Palm Beach County. We also honor the memory of our late colleague, Ed Tanser, whose passion for helping others and improving education knew no bounds. At JP Morgan Chase, they are investing in our future. By empowering students today, we inspire them to dream big and achieve their potential tomorrow.
Every year, we honor the distinguished alums, these people who have graduated from our public school system and have gone on to success in their chosen field. As you look at the list that's on the screen in front of you, you're going to see leaders in theater, the arts, athletics, law, business, and Kelly, yes, even someone up there who might be the head of the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County. The list of outstanding alums reads like a who's who of Palm Beach County. But there is one name that is not on that list. A couple of years ago, we were talking about a possible business leader to be honored, and our then chairman was Ed Tanser. And when I met with Ed, I said, Ed, I've got a suggestion for a business leader, someone that is known throughout the county, loved throughout the county, respected throughout the county. Gunster is certainly, one of the preeminent businesses in our county. How about this guy named Ed Tanser over at Gunster? And Ed kind of smiled at me and said, not a chance. He goes, I'll never let that happen while I'm the chairman of the board. And he kind of smiled at me a little bit and he said, and besides, I want to hold out one day and be the distinguished alum. There was nothing that gave Ed Tanser greater pride than being a graduate of our public school system. To his final breaths, he was so proud of being at C.O. Taylor Kirkland and then Coniston. And then, yes, he was a Lancer. He was one of those incredible John I. Leonard graduates. Ed's work in this county, his impact on education in this school district will go on for years. I believe he personally recruited about a third of the board of the Education Foundation. There was no charity, there was no need that Ed at one point didn't address. The running joke in Palm Beach County was that he reached a status where Ed had become a verb. You had been Tansered. Ed would call you up and say, let's get together and have breakfast or lunch. And before the water glasses hit the table, you had been volunteered. You were on a charity board. You had just bought a table to a gala. You were doing some type of support to a charity in this county. I saw this personally when Ed himself endowed the scholarship at C.O. Taylor Kirkland. And every year when we would do the winter scholarship ceremony, I would see his pride. And the picture that I keep of Ed is a picture with him standing next to Clifford Taylor. A couple of years back, Mr. Taylor, who is still alive, came to the Winter Scholarship, and to see Ed's pride in meeting his former principal, and to see Mr. Taylor's pride in seeing what Ed Tanser had become. Ed's impact on education in this county may be equaled, but it will never be surpassed. Ladies and gentlemen, one final time, you're about to be Tansered.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill Tancer, Ed's younger brother.
Thank you, and thanks, James, for those kind words and that beautiful tribute. And I also wanted to thank the Educational Foundation of Palm Beach County for honoring Ed today. In preparation last night, I decided to just go through some of the text conversations that Ed and I have had, and I was lucky to save all of the texts we ever had. And in between the texts of Eddie checking in to see how I was doing, in between some of the videos that he had sent, funny videos or Gator scores and Gator logos, what I also found were several pictures that he sent of events he was attending for the Educational Foundation. Just in January of 2020, I found a photo of him standing outside of Santa Lucia's, my alma mater, with a caption, "Can you believe where I am today?" I know it was hard for him to send that picture being a Lancer. I saw that picture, James, that you mentioned of Eddie standing with our old principal at Kirk Lane Elementary, where we both attended, and how proud he was to be there as a representative of the Educational Foundation. And then I found several pictures that he just sent of some of the scholarship events that he was attending. It was clear that Eddie was speaking to me, telling me just how proud he was to be a part of this organization. Since Ed's passing, our family has been so touched by the stories that people have told us about how Eddie has touched their lives. And I can tell you there's a common thread, and that common thread goes all the way back to Eddie's childhood, that ever since he was a little kid, he had a mission in life, and that mission was to find a connection with other people. But not only do that, find a way to make a positive impact on every single person he met and leave them better than they were before he had met. I was trying to think of a story to convey this, and a strange story came to mind, but I'll tell it really quickly. About 10 years ago, Eddie came to visit me in Northern California, and I decided to take him to a spin class. Now, I've been going to this class for years, didn't really know anybody in the class. To me, it was just a way to get some exercise, to get some cardio. As soon as we entered that spin studio, you could see the magic of Ed Tancer. He found that not to be just a spin class, but an opportunity to connect with the other 40 riders that were there getting ready. We had just 10 minutes to get our bikes set up and get warmed up. About 5 minutes in, Eddie had already met about half the class. By the time we started, he'd met all of them. And as the music started to play, he leaned over to tell me that there were 4 golfers that he had met on one side of the room and said, "Hey, there's a guy in the back you need to meet. He graduated from the University of Florida." We completed the class and we were about to walk out. And of course, Eddie had to introduce me to everyone, as he introduced me throughout his whole life as his baby brother. But as we were leaving, I noticed that he stopped and he looked at the instructor who was standing at the front of the room. And he noticed that she didn't have anyone talking to her. So he walked up and he said, "Billy, I'll be right back." But I stood in the doorway to watch. And Eddie took the time to thank her for her class, but also found ways to make his thanks very, very personal and comment on the type of music that she chose and how much he enjoyed taking the class. That's the kind of person Eddie was. And it wasn't just at that class, it was every moment of his life that he had a chance to meet someone new, he found a way to make a positive impact. That has really continued to inspire me every day. And James, I've also heard this verb being tancered, and I can tell you, even as a tancer, I've been tancered. And I would like to, as best I can, take up Eddie's mission. And I myself am trying to approach life to be more open to everyone, to find a way to make a connection, to connect with people with joy and with love, and find ways to make that positive impact. Naming this award for Ed means so much to us because it's such an amazing way to keep Ed's memory alive. I want to thank you all on behalf of our family, on behalf of Susan Harrison and Leah, my parents, for such a beautiful tribute. Thank you so much.
Bill, we want to thank you for being part of today. If you did not pick it up from Bill's comments, he's in California and he made time in his day to be with us. And we know how difficult it's been for Susan Harrison, Leah, yourself, and so many people. Ed's loss is still felt throughout Palm Beach County. The emotions are still raw. But as you said, we look back on the legacy he left, a legacy of generosity and giving, and a legacy of commitment to the local community. And so we know that many of Ed's colleagues have established a scholarship up at the University of Florida. Down here today, we just want to say that your support of the Education Foundation is going to go to support the causes that Ed believed in: C.O. Taylor, Kirk Lane Elementary, Coniston Middle, and John I. Leonard. Ed was certainly one of those, much like I said earlier, what can I do to help? When Dr. Lucas, the principal at Taylor, she talked to us last year, they had an incredible need for some audio-visual equipment and projectors and speakers and whatnot. And as Ed and I were walking to the parking lot, he just kind of, Bill, he gave me the look. I knew I was about to get answered. And he said, call up Dr. Lucas, find out what she needs, send me the bill, get her the stuff she needs. That's the way Ed Tanser approached life. What needs to be done? Let's roll up our sleeves and get it done. And so on the screen, you have some options. If you'd like to support the Education Foundation today in Ed's memory, we will make sure that that goes to support work at C.O. Taylor, Kirk Lane, Coniston, and John I. Leonard. And in advance, I want to thank all of you in the business community who have just stepped up. I want you to see what's happened in just the last 10 minutes. Ed, you answered Palm Beach County again. So the Business Development Board and the Education Foundation Board got together and said there is one more thing we need to do to recognize Ed. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as you see the list of names scrolling before you, people who have made those donations, who have stepped up to honor Ed's memory today, we felt there was one more way to honor Ed. And from this day forward, this award will be known as the Ed Tanser Distinguished Alumni Award. We can think of no finer tribute to someone who was so committed to public education, who believed so strongly in the Palm Beach County School District, and who took such pride in being part of the district. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to turn the program over for the remainder, and for the first time, the inaugural presentation of the Ed Tanser Distinguished Alumni Awards.
The more care you put into something, the better it will be. It's why you put so much into everything you do. And it's why United Healthcare has so many ways to take care of you, like supporting your physical and mental health, helping make sure you're not surprised by prescription costs, and connecting you to care whenever you need it. Because like you, United Healthcare knows what care can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Moore, Senior Strategic Account Executive from our gold sponsor, United Healthcare, to present the inaugural Ed Tanser Distinguished Alumni Award.
Thank you all. I'm honored to be able to present this first award. I've been Tansered many times. Told myself wasn't going to lose it. So I'm holding on here, but just got to say I've taken it now that each of us need to do one more thing in our community, because Ed would have. And now on to our award. For the last year, Zach Gottsigan has been in the Hollywood spotlight. He was named one of the Associated Press's Breakthrough Entertainers of 2019. At the 2020 Academy Awards, he broke barriers as the first actor with Down syndrome to become an Oscar presenter. Zach took the leading role in the movie The Peanut Butter Falcon, and that drew Oscar buzz. Zach says that he knew from the age of 3 that he wanted to be an actor. Zach graduated from the Dreyfus School of the Arts in West Palm Beach and has been acting, dancing, and teaching theater for many years. Zach has had roles in several other movies, including Best Summer Ever Cheerleader, Ready to Ride, a musical homecoming, Bulletproof, and of course, The Peanut Butter Falcon. The Peanut Butter Falcon was written specifically for Zach.
it appears Mr. Moore's connection is frozen.
And so, Tim, while Jim hopefully can reconnect, I just want to add one story about Zach and what an incredible young man he is.
Please do.
The signature line from the Peanut Butter Falcon was when Shia LaBeouf, his co-star, said, "What are the 3 rules?" And Zach turned and yelled, "Party!" No, there's other rules. What people don't know is Zach ad-libbed that line. He's just an incredible young man, an incredibly gifted actor, and we are so honored, Zach, that you are not only a recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award, having graduated from the Dreyfus School of the Arts. Mr. Dreyfus, you must be taking some pride today, but also that you are the first recipient of the Edward Tanser Distinguished Alumni Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Gottsagen.
This movie was incredible. When you were making this, did you sort of have an inkling that it was going to be magic?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you knew. What was it?
Him.
It was him.
Yeah.
Hey, what's rule number 1? Party? No, not party.
If you haven't seen it, come see it.
At this point, we'd like for Zach Gottsagen to make some remarks. Is Zach available?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you have the microphone and the stand.
Thanks for just coming aboard.
All right, Zach. Any other special words you have for us today?
Yes, I do.
Please go right ahead.
Good afternoon. I am Zach Gottsagen. And truly an honor receiving the Distinguished Alumni Award from the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County. I want to congratulate Alexander Dreyfus, who is also receiving an award this afternoon. I was fortunate to have graduate from Dreyfus School of the Arts, walk his name in his honor. I want to remind everyone who important include. Sorry about that. Inclusion is not only for students with disabilities, but for students without disabilities. We are stronger together. Inclusion of all people breeds success. I always dream of being an actor. My dream came true. Everyone deserves a great education. Thank you to the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County. I am truly in honor.
Thank you, Zach. Congratulations. We're pulling for you and proud of you.
Thank you. And for me, this rather present of the wonderful people. I would say about my school was I would say manatee and and of course middle school of the arts and Dreyfus School of the Arts.
All right.
And I was gonna say thank you very much to have me, and I am totally thankful for a lot of things what you do for me, and I always give back to you guys. Always have been a very good job, and just keep on doing it, and just keep on working so hard, and make this possible for all of the students out there. Just believe yourself and follow your heart, follow your dreams, and they will call you someday. Then you can go big.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you very, very much. Those are touching words of inspiration for us all.
Oh yeah, and for me, I'm just gonna say, okay, that's it. Bye.
All right. Thank you, sir. At Florida Power and Light Company, we're working with communities we serve to make Florida an even better place to raise a family and do business.
We're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we tore down the old plans and made way for clean, American-made natural gas. Then it said reach for the sun, with more solar panels than anyone. And when it said we'll need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, let's make energy from this, water. It's called green hydrogen. So we keep planning, preparing, investing, because Florida deserves My generation deserves a future we can depend on.
Please welcome Nicole Daggs, Vice President, Human Resources from today's gold sponsor, Florida Power and Light Company, to present the inaugural Ed Tancer Distinguished Alumni Award.
Good afternoon. I'm so very excited to be with you today as a proud board member of the Education Foundation, a sponsor today on behalf of Florida Power and Light, a graduate of Palm Beach Lakes High School myself, and a mom of 2 boys who are currently being prepared by the Palm Beach County School District. I'd just like to take a quick moment to acknowledge Ed Tancer, a former colleague of mine and so many others at Florida Power and Light, and the honoree now named for the award that I'm giving out today. Ed was really a towering figure in business and the law, connecting people, facilitating opportunities like so many of you have shared today. But to me, Ed was also just a dear friend and a mentor, like I know he was to so many other people on the call today. So I just want to take a moment to, again, thank the Tancer family for sharing Ed with us. We appreciate all that Ed did in support of his community, really creating opportunities for everyone that he came into contact with, and really thinking about the future. So I just want to take a moment to again acknowledge Ed Tancer. So today I am honored to be here celebrating public education in Ed's name and just recognizing the critical role that it plays in creating our workforce of the future, and entrepreneurs and awardees like today's Brian Ray. So let's turn to the next awards presentation. Brian Ray is a graduate of Palm Beach Lakes Community High School. He went on to earn his bachelor and master's degrees from the University of Florida. So I think that makes him a triple gator. There are probably not many of those around. Brian is a certified public accountant and was recruited earlier in his career by Arthur Andersen. He later served as Chief Accounting Officer and Vice President of Finance for Ameripath, which was later acquired by Quest Diagnostics. In 2000, Brian took a risk and helped found Garden of Life, which is now one of the largest nutrition supplement companies in the United States and where he currently serves as CEO. In 2018, Nestle acquired Garden of Life for a whopping $2.3 billion. The Palm Beach County School District certainly prepared Brian well. It should be no surprise that Brian is very passionate about public education and the role it plays in helping develop the future workforce, his future workforce. So ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to present the 2021 Ed Tancer Distinguished Alumni Award to Mr. Brian Ray. Congratulations, Brian.
When Brian was approached by one of our childhood friends, Jordan Rubin, with the Garden of Life, he had a big choice to make. He made a big choice and a jump and a leap. He was always dedicated to his education. Brian was fortunate enough to have that opportunity come, but when it came, he was prepared to take it to the next level. Brian took 4 products and turned it into a worldwide company at this point with 253, I don't even know how many products, but enough to make a stamp on the nutritional industry.
I know I wanted to be in business here. I wanted to start a business here one day, and so to do it at home is really special.
Garden of Life, empowering immune health. Visit gardenoflife.com for more information. B&I Contractors, dedicated to build and ignite a bright future for our students. With us today to present the Outstanding Leadership Award, Alex Price.
Hey everybody, this is it's good to be back with you here, making sure that can you see me on screen? Just want to make sure.
Yes, we can see you just fine. Thank you, Alex.
Terrific. Wanted to make sure. And I also want to say for this very exciting announcement, I too was Tancered, and in fact, Office Depot Corporation itself was Tancered, which in many ways brought about the foundation being our biggest community partner across the country. What a legacy! How about another legacy to honor? Mr. Alexander Dreyfus is a successful inventor and entrepreneur. He also created a pathway to success for many talented students, transforming the landscape of Palm Beach County through education and the arts. Mr. Dreyfus was instrumental in forming the Palm Beach County Council of the Arts, now called the Cultural Council of Palm Beach County, building the Raymond F. Kravis Center for the Performing Arts, and supporting a public school, which was named after him in his honor, the Alexander W. Dreyfus School of the Arts. Alexander Dreyfus has received a plethora of distinctions for his community involvement, which has spanned his lifetime. To name a few, the Woodrow Wilson Award for Corporate Citizenship is one of the awards he has received in recognition for his outstanding citizenship. In 2008, Mr. Dreyfus received the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Association of Fundraising Professionals. In 2011, he was named as the Centennial Ambassador for Palm Beach. In 2012, he received the Palm Beach Civic Association's Community Service Award, among so many other accolades. The Palm Beach Police Foundation presented him with their 2013 Palm Tree Award. He has been an integral part of building the Palm Beach community into what it truly is today. And so, with that said, it is an honor to have him with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we congratulate the 2021 Outstanding Leadership Award recipient, Mr. Alexander Dreyfus.
I have known Alex Dreyfus for 30 years, and of course, West Palm Beach was a very different place 30 years ago.
What he did was take his genius for business and his passion for public education and united it. Our school district would not be where it is today without the visionary boldness of a man like Alexander Dreyfus.
He frequently tells the story about having difficulty recruiting engineers and managerial talent from the Northeast when they came here. The two things they would always ask about was education and culture. And I think that was a real motivation for him to focus on those two things.
I think it's very important that those of us who are concerned with the future think about the young ones coming along. You know, I'm 87 now, and you know, many of the people that I were involved with are now in retirement stage. So it's very important that the younger group come together and further this whole activity. Thank you, Alex, and thank you to the Education Foundation and Business Development Board for this very nice honor. Back in the late 70s, I was joined by a wonderful group of business leaders and philanthropists who agreed with me that Palm Beach County needed a world-class performing arts center. They joined me as the founding board: Merle Bank, Leonard Davis, Tom Chastain, John Brogan, and Bob Montgomery. One of the things we all agreed upon was that the Performing Arts Center would have a strong focus on the students of our community. I am sad to say that I am the last of the original group, but I do continue to sit on the Kravis Center board. And almost 30 years later, I am proud to say that in support of one of the core pillars of the center's mission, and under the guidance of Tracy Butler, Kravis's Director of Education, we offer comprehensive arts education programs and have served nearly 3 million students since its inception. In a typical year, the center serves approximately 70,000 students and covers the costs of student transportation. I think our founding board would be very proud. Thank you.
We now return the microphone to Alex Price for a few more words.
Well, thank you, Tim. And I just, it is wonderful to be in the company of legends, and Alexander Dreyfus certainly is. I hear he might be available live to speak with us. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but
Yes,
if it is, I want to
now go to Brian Ray.
Terrific.
Well, thank you guys very much. Hard to follow Mr. Dreyfus, who is a legend in the community, as well as Zach, who I've seen his movie 5 times. So congratulations to both of you. But thank you for this wonderful award. Thank you, Education Foundation, Business Development Board as well. Thank you. Thanks to my parents for moving from Iowa to Palm Beach Gardens when I was in 4th grade. So yeah, as the video said, I went to Palm Beach Gardens Elementary, went to Howell Watkins, went up the street to Palm Beach Gardens High School, and then went up to the Harvard of the South to college, which, as we all know, is the University of Florida. Sorry, Mr. Dreyfus, who actually went to Harvard. And so after UF, I came back and I was blessed to be able to come back to start a business in Palm Beach Gardens. And Garden of Life was that business. We started in a little house in Palm Beach Country Estates with 2 employees, and we've built it up to where it is today. And so from a business leader perspective and talking to other business leaders on this call, you know, my favorite thing to do is hire new employees. That's what I love doing. I'm always in interviews. We hire a ton of employees here. And I ask them all the time where they grew up, and I want to hear more people saying Palm Beach County. I hear it often, and when I do, I obviously smile and they get preferential treatment, just like if they're a Gator. But I want to see that more. And so when I think about it from a business leader's perspective, what can we do to help? I think there are a few things. There's only so many Mr. Box and Mr. Dreyfuses who are amazing humans who have done amazing things for public education. But as business leaders, what can we do to help? And there's a few things we can do. You know, first, if everyone on this call thinks about the public school that's closest to their house for a second, and reaching out to that principal and asking, as a business leader, what can you do? Sitting down with that person, having coffee, having a Teams call, having a virtual call, and saying, what can we do as a business to help you? Is it computers? Is it supplies? Is it fundraising? All types of things. We can definitely help there, and we should. And then obviously, as business leaders, we have budgets. We need to be putting more money in our budgets to help Palm Beach County schools, okay? There are tons of organizations that need our help. One of them, obviously, is the Education Foundation. Another organization that we work with is Take Stock in Children, which is a mentor program, which is phenomenal. But I ask all of you other business leaders to get more in your budgets to help Palm Beach County and help the education system, because I think we can help them and help us strive. So once again, thank you very much for the award. I really, really appreciate it. I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Also, the staff and trustees of the Flagler Museum congratulate Alexander W. Dreyfus on receiving this Outstanding Community Leader Award as well. Is Mr. Dreyfus still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you like to say some words to our group here today, sir?
Sure, for a few minutes. Just go here.
Yes, sir, right now.
Okay. I thought I was going to be kind of on camera, and I have a bandage on my forehead, which I was going to tell you how it got there, and that was because I had too much fun in the sun years back. But I'm very proud of having received this award and the recognition that several groups and today have given me. I've enjoyed almost everything I've done since I came to Palm Beach County in 1969. The county has been good to me, and I like to think we've done a few good things for the county. So nice to be with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dreyfus. And now a word from John Bowers, Vice President at TD Bank.
A heartfelt congratulations to all our distinguished award recipients. In the struggles that we all have endured over the past year, it makes celebrating our successes and the organizations that help bring those successes about even more important. At TD Bank, we have a long history of enriching the lives of our customers, colleagues, and communities. This is why we're excited to partner with the Education Foundation and the Business Development Board to help promote their mission of high-quality education in Palm Beach County.
Thank you. We recognize all our contributing sponsors. Thank you. Business and education is a partnership that leads to strong future workforce. Congratulations to Zach Gottsagen, Brian Ray, and Mr. Alexander Dreyfus on today's prestigious recognition. Thank you for your contribution to our community. The BDB is so honored to be part of this event. Thank you everyone at the Education Foundation, Dr. Fenoy, the school district, our speakers, and everyone who participated in today's event. Thank you all for joining us for the 2021 Distinguished Alumni and Leadership Awards. Enjoy the rest of your day.